What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box we have the first 2024 new casting from Hot Wheels that I will be reviewing. Yeah, it's taken me all the way till August, but let's go ahead and get into it anyway. This is the Czinger 21C. Alright, so getting started with our casting. Let's just take a closer look at this, and we will see that compared to the real-life car, our proportions are actually really nice. It's kind of an oddball car, so it kind of fits into the Hot Wheels niche. I feel like there's the real-life car up in the top right-hand corner. So, good proportions. I feel like the casting has been engineered really well with where the cutouts and everything kind of incorporate. Really, really cool. So, what you see in blue here, that is going to be mostly your metal. This part right here has a little tampo work on it. It is metal underneath there. You can see that the windshield and like canopy area, see-through plastic with the window piece. We have these pieces right here, which I think are part of the interior. The splitter down here, the skirt, that is all a part of the base, as is the splitter up front here, as well as these kind of dive planes right here on the front. And then it also stretches all the way back here to incorporate this entire diffuser exhaust kind of section. And then I believe, again, piece of the interior is this massive rear wing. So we do have quite a lot of plastic on this one, but I think it's been implemented pretty well and you're not going to really mind it too much. So, paint and deco. This one is the initial release. It is just kind of a simple dark blue, and it looks really good in my opinion. There is also a Zamac version, which looks fantastic, and there's a red version that was released with F-Case, I believe, that also looks really good. So no matter which deco you choose, I don't think you're really going wrong, and I honestly think this dark blue was the best choice for the initial release. Details. So, for your details, there's not a whole lot to talk about. But we do have nice headlight tampos here, which look really good. And we have the Czinger logo tampoed on right there. Everything kind of incorporated into the plastic bits. Down the side here, we have these nice wheels. They look good here. Good wheel choice color, everything like that. Pretty good. Making our way to the rear section here, we do get the exhaust painted, which is really cool. And then we get this tail light strip thing painted, tampoed on, whatever you want to say. And it also looks very good. But really, that's about all we have to say for the detailing category. There's not a whole lot going on. There's no crazy special tampos or anything, but it looks nice and clean, and that's pretty much all I really want from a Hot Wheels mainline. Moving into our roll test, it should be no surprise that as a mainline, it rolls extremely well. I put it on the scale, and it came out to be exactly 26 grams even, which is very, very lightweight, but the car itself is kind of small, and it does have a lot of plastic incorporated into it. So it is a little bit on the lighter side. Pros and cons, starting with our pros. The first big pro is the mainline price tag. So for like the $1.25-ish, you get a very nice example of the Czinger 21C, Zinger, whatever you want to pronounce it like. The second big pro is that this is the first 1/64th Czinger 21C in existence. And it's probably going to be the only one, to be honest with you. This is not a very famous car, not a very well-known car. I wouldn't expect very many brands to do this one. And then the final big pro that I'm going to give it is that it's just plain good. It's nice and simple. It's everything you want from a mainline. The casting is very, very solid. Cons. There is one that I will mention that is pretty common with this release, and it's just the inconsistent paint. So my guess is that the kind of odd shape of the actual diecast body itself kind of lends itself to being missed in certain spots. So before you buy, I would examine as close as you can to make sure the paint is as even as you can get, because I have seen plenty where this side section here is missing paint, not entirely, but it's definitely faded in areas. So that's just something to kind of keep an eye out for. For some quick size comparisons, here we have it next to some premium brands with the Tarmac Works Pagani Zonda Revolution and the Mini GT Lotus 78. And here we have it next to some other kind of more toyetic brands in the 1/64th scale space with the Lotus Evora GTE road car from Tomica and the Lamborghini Aventador SV from RMZ City. So with all of that out of the way, it is now time to give my overall thoughts. The hype level for this one, for me personally, was like a 9.5 out of 10. But overall, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 because just not a whole lot of people realized that this was a real car. Quite a few people, quite a few collectors who I know, thought that this was a fantasy casting. So the kind of lack of awareness of this being a real life car kind of brought the hype level down for a lot of people, I think. Execution, I'm going to give it a 9.7 out of 10. There's really not a whole lot more that I could have asked for. Not a whole lot more that I would have wanted out of this release. And I'm very excited with how it came out. Community input. Here is the results of the Council of Diecast. And it's going to work its way out to be about an 8.6 out of 10. Which means that overall we are sitting at an 8.9 out of 10. Now I feel like that is a pretty fair score for this casting and release especially. I think the biggest thing really holding this one back is just that that Czinger, whatever you want to call it, is just not a very well-known brand. Quite a few people just didn't know that this was a real car, thought it was a fantasy casting. Now, that made it very easy for me to find, which I definitely appreciate. But I'm glad that most people are kind of starting to figure out that it was, in fact, a real car and are starting to kind of appreciate it for what it is. Those of us that knew about this car, though, we were very excited, very hyped for it because, like I said, nobody's ever done this in 1/64th. And with the brand just not being that well known still, I really just don't think anyone will do it other than Hot Wheels. So I'm very excited that Hot Wheels did it, and they did it very nicely. It's good. I think we were served a very nice model, especially at the mainline price point of like, what, $125? This is definitely one that every supercar fan needs in their collections. Even if you're not a big Hot Wheels collector, you prefer the more premium brands, just get this one to have it as a placeholder if that's what you want to do, just in case none of the other brands really ever do make it. It's very solid for especially that $1 price point. And with that, guys, that will wrap up this review. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are on this particular model in the comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video with everyone you know. And I will see you in the next review.